Good morning, Linda. Thanks for joining us here on Yellow Shelf. Thank you for saying yes.
No problems. It's an honor to be on your show.
Look, I'm excited to introduce you to the Yellow Shelf audience. You're the podcast host of Inspired by Success. You're also the founder of a company called Game Guys. And it is fair to say you have a business podcast that really aims to tap into that mindset of successful, driven humans. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. So I'm going to hand over to you. Please tell the Yellow Shelf subscribers about your podcast show and anything we need to know.
Okay, cool. So I'll just start it off why I started the podcast. So 3 years ago, I started my own e-commerce store called Game Guides. I knew nothing about collectibles or trading cards or Pokemon. It was just my son that was a fan. And so after I left TikTok, I was in sales. I decided, why not do my own thing? I've always been entrepreneur at heart, but this time I did it full on, like just burn the boats and did it. And so I had a lot of learnings. I made a lot of mistakes, and I was going to document it all, but I never got around to it. And to be honest, entrepreneurship is a tough gig. People think it's going to be easy, or like you're going to have to be a bit how can I say it? Sometimes sick, because there's a lot of ups and downs, and there's a lot of stresses, and there's a lot, like, you've got to, like for me personally, I've had to take on finance, hiring people, promoting it, marketing and promoting. That's what I love. But there was a lot of aspects to it, and I've made so many different mistakes. And I did want to document and journey, like share that journey with people. But yeah, I got so caught up in it. And then finally, not long ago, 5 months ago, I decided, why not start a podcast? I'm going to do it. And I did it. And the reason why I named it Inspired by Success is because basically I wanted to learn from other entrepreneurs. I wanted to hear about their challenges, what they had to go through, the creativity, the mindset involved, and how they built their business or their company. And yeah, I just wanted to learn that and use that for myself selfishly as well. But I'm a person that's always curious about other people, successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And it just fascinates me. Like, I get inspired and driven by that too. So that's why I created my show. And 5 months into it now, I've interviewed some of my favorite guests, such as like the VP of checker.org. He was in prison. Like, I love hearing stories too. He was in prison for 23 years, like just from a simple mistake. And in those 23 years, he read thousands of books and then got himself out of prison. 2 years later, became the VP of a billion-dollar tech company. Like, stories like that. I've had other guests such as Calvin Boy. He's a YouTuber, a famous chef YouTuber. And yeah, so the journey about learning all these different types of stories from amazing entrepreneurs. And now I've even had a lot of coaches as well that come on and help, because I think success is not just about like the business part, but if you're successful, you need to be successful in relationships. That's crucial, because if you don't have, like, if you're not good at communicating in relationships, that's it's
Yeah.
going to impact your business. So
Yeah.
mindset is crucial, health and finances. So in my podcast, I talk about all these different subjects, things that I'm interested in, and I want to learn from the best and share it with the world. So that's why it's called Inspired by Success, and it's a passion project. It's something that I'm passionate about. So yeah.
And look, that's what I love. When I dived back into your catalogue of episodes, it's really diverse. And I think, sometimes it's good not to be the same old. So yeah, I've enjoyed sort of tapping in and discovering and being curious about new people that I'd never even heard of. So Linda, what can you offer any advice for anyone who is curious about podcasts? What should we any guests coming up that we should know about? Like, where do you want to go with this, or is your guest list opened? What do we need to know?
So yeah, like, I was unsure about my guest list because it is pretty diverse, and I think I maybe should create a different playlist. But my favorite role, like the reason why I love podcasts, is because I love listening to podcasts, and my favorite ones are Ed Milet. I've got Doak, Ryan Pineda, Layla Hamosi, Lewis House. So they're my top five. And for me, my podcast is kind of like, I want to be a mixture of all those that take the best parts. And it varies, because some of them talk about business, but you like yeah, there's just Dalwac talks about health a lot, and Ed Milet talks about mindset. So I guess for me, diversifying my guests, but trying to keep it to still business and entrepreneurial, but having diversification, that's what mainly is important for me. But I've signed up to a platform that helps me get guests just reach out to me, and I have to be really selective of who is on the show too, just so that I stick with the main core theme of why I created the show, interviewing people that are entrepreneurial and have built something great, gone through so many challenges, and have a great story to tell. So, like in the future, yeah, I'm still getting like every week I'll have about 3 guests, but it's just a matter of uploading them every day. Like there's an episode every single day on YouTube, and every week, it's at least once a week every Tuesday, but I'm trying to do Tuesday and Thursdays, but YouTube is where it's at. I'm trying to grow the audience on YouTube, but I'm also across all the socials like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well. But it's just a diverse range of guests that I just love meeting different types of people and hearing their stories, because when they reach out, why I choose them is their story, because anyone can be a coach, but it's just your unique story and what you've overcome that is more memorable. That's why.
Yeah. There are a lot of interesting humans out there, and that's what I'm discovering on this journey, including yourself, Linda. Linda, you just answered my final question, which was about ways to connect with you. Are you on socials? I'll make sure we put them in our show notes. But yeah, do you want to leave a parting? What's the best? Where do you want to point the audience in the direction?
So you guys can find me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, YouTube is where I'm mainly posting every single day, like whether it's a long form every week or 2 long forms a week and shorts every day. So if you don't have time to watch the long forms, just watch the shorts. And across all, just go Inspired by Success with Linda Vo across all socials. So LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, but mainly YouTube, and on all podcasts as well.
Awesome. Linda, thank you so much for your time today. Good luck with the year ahead of podcasting, and I look forward to listening, and I hopefully know that some Yellow Shelf audience will deep dive into your podcast. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Cheers.